So I'm in this new phase of life where I am baking a lot. Even though it's just the four of us, me, my husband, my two sons, I decided to bake a huge chocolate cake last week. And then my husband said he would show me how it's done. And guess what happened? It was amazing. I shouldn't have doubted him. Hi, I'm Vanessa from SpeakEnglishWithVanessa.com, and today you are going to learn 15 natural English phrases that I used last week in my daily life, including 3 that you just heard. I know that you want to be able to speak real English and express yourself completely, and that's why I'm here to help you. You're welcome. So like always, I've created a free PDF worksheet that you can download with all of these 15 phrases, definitions, multiple sample sentences, and at the bottom of the worksheet, you can answer Vanessa's challenge question so that you never forget what you've learned. All right, are you ready to get started with the first phrase that I used last week? Let's talk about it. To swing by. Maybe you could just swing by the park later and pick me up. I used this because I was walking to the park with my children, and on the way back, there's a huge uphill. And I didn't want to walk uphill with them back to the house. So I asked my husband this question. Maybe you could just swing by the park and pick us up. This means just a quick visit. He doesn't need to get out and stay at the park and play. He's just swinging by the park, we're getting in the car, and then we're driving home. He did this and it was very helpful. There are 2 other very similar phrasal verbs that you could substitute for this. To drop by or to stop by. Maybe you could just stop by the park and pick us up. Maybe you could just drop by the park and pick us up. Beautiful. Let's take a look at one more sentence. I need to swing by the grocery store to pick up some things for dinner. It doesn't mean I'm gonna do a huge grocery shop. Instead, I'm just getting a couple things because it's a short visit. I'm just gonna swing by the grocery store. Beautiful. Let's go to number 2. We'll see. My son asked me, are we going to the store later? And I said, well, I need to finish up this work and then we'll see. Notice the pronunciation. I didn't say we'll see with a clear we'll see. Instead, I used this reduced pronunciation and said wool. It almost sounds like a short U. We'll see. We'll see. Sometimes this can be used as an indirect way to say no, but it could just be that you don't want to give a direct answer now, and you'll see if in the future there's a possibility to do that thing. So for example, children sometimes ask something like this. Can we get ice cream this afternoon? Well, if you don't want to say no, but you're not sure if the answer is directly yes, you can say, we'll see, we'll see. Maybe this gives children too much hope if your real answer is no, but if you're not sure, you could just say, we'll see. I don't know yet. We'll see. Real expression number 3 is, I'll get back to you. This is great to use in daily life or in your professional life. My friend texted me and said, hey, can I come over for dinner tonight? And I said, well, I'm not home right now, but I'll get back to you later this afternoon. That means I don't know my schedule. I need to take a look at my calendar, and then when I get back home, I will get back to you. This is not literally my body is going back. This just means I'll return your message. I'll give you an answer later, similar to we'll see. But it's letting her know, hey, I'll get back to you when I get back home this afternoon. We often just use the phrase, I'll get back to you later. Well, maybe you don't know if the answer is yes now or no now. You need to ask someone or you need to check your schedule. You could just say, I'll get back to you. Beautiful. To go for something, we often use this in the phrase, let's go for it, or I'm so glad we went for it. So last week, our neighbors across the street were selling a big chunk of their land. It's right across the street from our house, and my husband and I had already been thinking about investing in some land as kind of a long-term financial investment. When that land became available, well, we knew we needed to act fast. And I said, I have a good feeling about this. Let's go for it. He was a little more hesitant, but in the end, I persuaded him. And he said, you know what? I'm glad we went for it. He was glad that we decided to take quick action, and it worked out. We got the land, and now it's a nice investment. Real English expression number 5 that I used last week is to take a breather. It was kind of a hectic, busy, a little stressful week, so we needed to do something to relax our minds. So I said, I'm so glad that we went to the river. We really needed a breather. We decided to spend some time beside the river, just relaxing, watching the water, throwing some rocks. This is a breather. There's a little space in your life when you can relax. I needed a breather, and I'm glad we did it. You can also use this in a more immediate sense. Let's imagine that you're going on a really difficult hike. You could say, this hike is harder than I thought. Hang on a moment, I need a breather. This means you need a break. You're gonna sit down, try to catch your breath, and you just need a little bit of time to rest. I need a breather. Sometimes that feels good, doesn't it? Real English expression that I used last week. I'll do it in a sec. What's a sec? Well, this is a shortened version of the word second. I'll do it in a second. We were in the car and my kids said, "Hey Mom, can we listen to some music?" And I said, "I'll do it in a sec. I have to wait till we get to a stop sign. I can't mess with the music while I'm driving." So I said, "I'll do it in a sec when we get to a stop sign." Very casual, great expression. Let's see another sentence. If there's a big pile of laundry in your living room and your husband comes home and sees it, you might say, "Hey, don't worry about the laundry. I'll do it in a sec when I'm done with my work. I'll do it in a sec. It won't take long. I just need to get it done after this work." Real English expression number 7, just the 3 of us. I took my kids to a local nature center, and usually we invite friends when we go to these types of things. And I tried to invite their friends, but everyone was busy. So when my son asked me, "Are any friends coming?" I said, "No, it's just the 3 of us. Me and my 2 sons. It's just the 3 of us." You might imagine that you can switch out that word 3 for any other number and you'd be correct. It's just the 2 of us. We're going on a date and for once it's just the 2 of us. Or maybe there are 6 people in your family. It's just the 6 of us. This denotes a limited group of people. Let's take a look at another sentence. Why are we sitting at this huge table? It's just the 4 of us. We don't need this much space. Sometimes I think this when I watch period dramas. This is a TV show that's based in a time long ago, and they have this huge long table, and there's just 2 people sitting at the table. It's just the 2 of them. They don't need that huge table. Always strikes me as kind of weird. All right, let's go to the next expression. Real expression number 8. Off they went. I took my son to a playground to play with some of his friends from his school last year who he hadn't seen for a while. And even though he hadn't seen those friends for a while, the moment we got to the park, off they went. Do you get the sense for what's happening here? Yes, they left suddenly, but it's also an idea when we're talking about people that they got along easily. But we can change this slightly to talk about just going off suddenly. Take a look at this sentence. The 2 dogs saw the squirrel and off they went and chased it up a tree. Suddenly, the dogs went away and chased that squirrel. Off they went. What a great expression. Real expression number 9 is show me how it's done. So sometimes in the mornings I like to do a yoga video as just a way to warm up my muscles. But one morning, my kids did not want me to watch the yoga video. Instead, they wanted to show me how it's done. They said, "We're going to be your yoga instructors and we're going to show you what you need to do." It was hilarious. We had a great time. They showed me some crazy poses and we did it together. In fact, it was pretty good exercise. And they showed me how it's done. You can use this expression in kind of a snarky way. So let's imagine you're a pretty good dancer and then your friend says, "Oh, I'm going to show you a better way to do that dance." You could say, "Oh, you think you know a better way? Okay, then show me how it's done." This means I don't expect your dance moves to be better than mine. So you know what? I'm going to use this phrase, show me how it's done. Let's just see if your dance moves are better than mine. Now, I don't really imagine you'll have this kind of snark with your friends, but you will absolutely see this in movies and TV shows where someone thinks that they're better at something and they say, "Okay, show me how it's done." And oftentimes that person is pretty good at it. All right, let's go to the next expression. Real expression number 10, a new phase in life. You could use this for almost any phase in life. For me, when my son Theo started kindergarten, it was just a new phase in life. It wasn't better, it wasn't worse, it was just a new phase that I needed to get adjusted to. In fact, everyone in our family needed to get adjusted to that new phase in life. If you decide to move to the US, well, there will be some great times and some not so great times, but just think of it as a new phase in life. You'll get used to it at some point. Real English expression number 11 is to your heart's content. This is a little odd grammatically, so take a look at how I used it. We went to an apple orchard, which is a common fall-time activity here where I live in the south of the US, and I said, you can pick apples to your heart's content. I want you to just substitute the phrase as much as you want. You can pick apples as much as you want. And then we could take that out and add to your heart's content. You can pick apples to your heart's content. This means as much as you want. For me, in the summertime, I just want to eat watermelon to my heart's content. To me, watermelon is one of the best parts of summer. I want to eat watermelon to my heart's content. Real expression number 12 is, you never know. Notice the inflection in my voice. It's kind of mysterious. You never know. So I bought this little ceramic squirrel bowl for our fall dining room table because I thought it was cute and my son is obsessed with squirrels. And in the morning, there were a few little things in that bowl. My son said, "Did that squirrel pick those for me?" Well, he knows that squirrel's not real. I know that squirrel's not real, but he wanted to use his imagination. So I used this phrase, you never know. I wanted to play along. I thought it would be a fun little game, and we both know it's not possible, but it's okay to use your imagination. So I said, well, you never know. Let's take a look at another situation. This one is a little more serious, but it's a great way to use this phrase. You can say, well, you should always be kind to strangers because you never know what they're going through. It's true. You don't know what's happening in someone's life, so you should be kind to them. You never know what's actually happening in their lives, so be kind. Real English expression number 13 is take it easy. Well, we had a busy week, so I said, let's just take it easy this weekend. Let's not make too many big plans. Let's just take it easy. Sometimes that feels really good, doesn't it? Or maybe you're forced to take it easy. You might say, I hurt my foot, so the doctor told me to take it easy for a couple weeks. This is a phrase the doctor might even directly tell you. You need to take it easy over the next couple weeks. No big hikes, just 10-minute walks on level ground. Nothing too crazy, take it easy. A great phrase. Real English expression number 14 is, I thought it was a good idea. Notice the emphasis on the word thought. I thought it was a good idea. This implies something different. Take a look at how I used it. There was a local concert about 20 minutes away from my house, so I decided to walk. I thought it was a good idea to walk to the concert, but on the way home, it was so dark, I scared myself. So here I had an idea. Oh, it's great. I'll get some exercise. I'll walk to the concert. But on the way home, that idea I realized was maybe not the best idea. So we could say, I thought it was a good idea, emphasizing the word thought to show it really wasn't a good idea. I thought it was a good idea, but I scared myself. Let's take a look at another sentence. I thought it was a good idea to buy Christmas presents early, but then I forgot about what I bought for who, and I ended up buying too many presents. This happens to grandparents around the world, I think. They get excited about Christmas presents and buy too many. I thought it was a good idea to get started early, but maybe it wasn't. Our final and 15th real English expression that I used last week is to save the rest for later. I'm really lucky to have many kind neighbors who often drop by my house, swing by my house, we could say, and bring us food. Well, one day last week, my neighbor brought by a beautiful dessert, but it was right before my children were about to go to bed. They rushed out and they saw the dessert and they said, "We want it, can we have it now?" Well, I didn't want them to have that big dessert right before bed, so I said, let's have a little piece now and we'll save the rest for later. The rest means whatever is left over. So we had a little bit and then the next day we had some more. We'll save the rest for later. Let's take a look at another sentence. I got $100 for my birthday. Wow! So I bought myself a shirt and I decided to save the rest for later. That means the leftover money I set aside. Maybe I put it in the bank, maybe I kept it in the envelope, or I put it in my wallet. I decided to save the rest for later. Maybe someday I'll find something else that's special and I'd like to buy it. Phew, 15 phrases. I think I need a breather now. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. There are many more real phrases I'd love to share with you, but I'll save the rest for later. Well, don't miss the free PDF worksheet with all of today's real English phrases, definitions, and sample sentences. And at the bottom of the worksheet, you can answer Vanessa's challenge question so that you never forget what you've learned. Click on the link in the description to download the free PDF worksheet today. Well, thank you so much for learning English with me, and I'll see you again next Friday for a new lesson here on my YouTube channel. Bye! But wait, are you ready for more? I recommend watching this video next, where you will learn 10 essential advanced English phrases, including a phrase for someone who doesn't speak much, but when they do speak, everyone listens. Want to find out what it is? Click on the video to watch it next. Bye!